Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to walk through a completely hypothetical, but let's be real, incredibly common scenario. Imagine you're a Colorado resident, you're applying for a great remote job, and you're trying to figure out a groundbreaking new piece of legislation. Honestly, if you've ever felt like your job applications are just, disappearing into a total void, you are going to want to pay close attention to what we've got lined up today. We're breaking down the exact text of Colorado's Senate Bill 216-189 to see exactly how it fundamentally changes the balance of power between you and the algorithms judging your resume. Because let's face it, those algorithms often harbor hidden biases or inadvertently discriminate against perfectly qualified candidates.
Okay, so let's dive right into this incredibly frustrating experience. You apply for a job at a company outside of Colorado, and almost instantly, your resume gets rejected. I mean, a human didn't read it that fast, right? It was absolutely rejected by an applicant tracking system, or ATS. It's just an infuriating reality for millions of job seekers. Get this, studies suggest that nearly 75% of resumes are never actually seen by human eyes. And it's not even just about missing the right keywords. It's about systems that can inadvertently discriminate based on things like employment gaps, zip codes, or just really rigid formatting requirements. Up until now, if machine unfairly kicked you out of the running, there was absolutely nothing you could do about it.
But under the text of this new Colorado law, that ATS algorithm gets a legal definition. It's an automated decision-making technology, or ADMT. The source material is super specific here. It includes technology that processes personal data and uses computation to generate predictions, classifications, or scores that are used to make, or even just assist, a decision about an individual. So that automated resume screener? Yeah, it is absolutely an ADMT. And applying that definition is precisely what finally puts these potentially biased screeners under intense legal scrutiny, which actually brings us directly to the core of the legislation we're unpacking today.
Section 1. Enter Senate Bill 26-189.
So the official text of Senate Bill 26-189 is literally titled an act concerning the use of automated decision-making technology in consequential decisions. Now, that phrase right there, consequential decisions, that is the absolute linchpin of this entire document. See, the law isn't trying to regulate every single piece of software out there. Instead, it explicitly targets AI when it's making choices that genuinely impact people's lives and their livelihoods.
And this brilliantly illustrates why this law matters so much to our hypothetical applicant. The text specifically defines a consequential decision as one relating to a covered domain. And guess what sits right there on the list of covered domains? Yep, employment or an employment opportunity. Job rejections are explicitly categorized as consequential decisions, meaning the AI's role in tossing your resume into the digital trash bin, it's now heavily regulated.
Section 2. Out of state? You're still covered? Now, looking at the exact text of Section 6-1-1701, things get really interesting. The legislation specifically redefines who a consumer is in this context. If you are a Colorado resident who suspects an out-of-state company's algorithm just discriminated against you, you are protected. The only catch is that the company has to be doing business in Colorado. You do not lose your rights just because the employer's servers or their HR department happen to be sitting out in California or New York.
So the crucial takeaway here is that even if the company using the ATS is totally based out of state, as long as they are doing business in Colorado, they are classified under the law as a deployer. And as a deployer, they have to follow these strict new transparency and review rules when they use covered algorithms on Colorado residents. Basically, they can't just ignore you because of their zip code.
Section 3. Your new applicant rights.
According to Section 6-11-1704 of the bill, the very moment that ATS rejects you, the deployer is legally obligated to act. They actually have to provide you with a notice within 30 days of that adverse outcome. And, I love this part, it can't just be a bunch of legal jargon. It must include a plain language description. No indecipherable tech bro speak allowed. They have to clearly explain the consequential decision and the exact role the covered ADMT played in making it. Furthermore, they have to give you a simple, easy-to-follow process to request more information about the exact data the AI actually used to judge you.
I really want to emphasize the massive shift happening here, guys. This completely transforms the entire applicant journey. Think about it. Before SB 26119, you'd just get that cold, generic, we've decided to move forward with other candidates email with absolutely zero explanation. But after this bill, you receive a mandated disclosure explaining the AI's role. It literally moves the entire process from being this opaque black box to a transparent, legally mandated line of communication. So, armed with that post-adverse outcome disclosure, Colorado job seekers can now exercise some very specific statutory rights. Section 6-1-1705 outlines the exact process. First, you get the explanation. Second, if you find out the algorithm discriminated against you based on factually incorrect data, or maybe some biased proxy metrics, you have the right to request a correction. And finally, step 3, you can demand an opportunity for a meaningful human review to actually contest that unfair outcome. It totally turns your frustration into actionable recourse.
Let's actually zero in on that last point for a second, because it is arguably the most powerful tool in the entire legislation. Meaningful human review is rigorously defined here. It literally means a review by a real live individual designated by the deployer. And look at these conditions straight from the text. They must be trained, they have to consider relevant primary evidence, they must have the actual authority to approve or override the AI's decision, and, this is crucial, they cannot simply default to the system output. They have to genuinely evaluate your application, bypassing the machine to ensure no algorithmic discrimination was at play when you were filtered out.
Section 4. Enforcing the AI law.
Now, as we all know, a right is really only as good as its enforcement. So what actually happens if an out-of-state company just decides to, ignore your request for this human review? Well, the legislation is very specific about how this gets handled. The text explicitly states that there is no new private right of action. Essentially, that means you, the job applicant, cannot just hire a lawyer and sue the out-of-state company directly over this specific bill. Instead, violations of these disclosure requirements and consumer rights are considered deceptive trade practices under the Colorado Consumer Protection Act, which means they are enforced exclusively by the Colorado Attorney General. The AG will issue a notice of violation, which usually gives the company 60 days to cure the issue before they take any further legal action.
So when can you actually start exercising these new rights? Section 5 of the bill lays out the timeline for us. These protections officially kick in and apply to consequential decisions made on or after January 1, 2027. And look, that built-in delay, it's totally intentional. It's designed to give developers of AI systems and the out-of-state companies deploying them a massive runway to actually figure out how to unbox their black box algorithms, build these disclosure mechanisms, and thoroughly train their staff for meaningful human reviews.
As we close out this explainer, we really have to zoom out and look at the broader picture. It leaves us with a massive question. If out-of-state companies must adjust their applicant tracking systems to provide transparency and human review for Coloradans by 2027, are they really going to run two completely separate hiring systems, or will the compliance standards mandated by Colorado inadvertently become the new baseline standard for job seekers everywhere? Will Colorado's law basically force the entire national job market to finally pry open the algorithmic black box and root out automated discrimination for good? It is a fascinating prospect to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning the systems around you, and we'll see you next time.